Joining us tonight, Candace Owens, Communications Director for Turning Point USA. Candace, great to have you with us. Let's get right to the president's tweet today after Republican senators said they're joining radical Dems in condemning his national emergency. 58 former national security officials also opposing his declarations. Here's what the president said in response. I hope our great Republican senators don't get led down the path of weak and ineffective border security. Without strong borders, we don't have a country, and the voters are on board with us. Be strong and smart. Don't fall into the Democrats' trap of open borders and crime. Your thoughts?
Look, I'm not too surprised. I think the president knew what he was getting into when he decided to run. He calls D.C. a swamp for a reason. We know that there are people that are against him on both the left and the right. But look, the president is right. They better stand firm, because this is exactly what the American people want. This is exactly the biggest reason that we put him in the White House, was to defend our borders, build the wall. So I don't think this is going to work for either side in the end. And at the end of the day, it's going to be a major issue that's going to help him win in 2020.
Yeah, this is the sort of thing that just rolls off his back, and he dismisses it and moves on and achieves more. I'm fascinated by Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She has now come up, she's outdone herself, it seems to me, this time. Basically saying that, maybe we ought to think about not having any more children because the planet's problems would be so simply solved. She's gone somewhere that is bizarre. She's gone places that are unusual and weird even, but this is truly bizarre.
Yeah, I caught my breath a little bit when I read it, but I'm going to say this. If she's proposing that the people that are far left and socialists and want to ruin America shouldn't have any children, I could get on board with that. If people behind her decided that they don't want to reproduce, I'm okay with that. I'm comfortable with it. First time I'm going to say I support you, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Well, there should be, it seems to me, a Republican counter to it, though, for 2020, and that is people should be having more children. They should be supporting the family. We should think there should be a family impact statement with every law that's written. Every policy that's pursued should be about sustaining the American family. And assuring that the middle class and all who aspire to it have that opportunity to live the American dream. That should be foremost in the minds, it seems to me, of every American, and would be a great issue for 2020.
Look, I spend all of my time speaking to Black America in particular. We've been harmed the most, especially by these radical abortion policies. In the past, we've lost 17 million Black Americans since 1973. So I'm always advocating for people to understand how it impacts us, how the breakdown of the Black family, and how they're advocating for the breakdown of the Hispanic family and advocating for open borders and madness. Yes, America is facing a crisis right now, and we're seeing that conservatives, and particularly our president, is in office fighting to bring all of that back together, to bring the family back together in America, because everything is dependent upon the family.
How goes your campaign to basically take on the left at every, it seems to me, at almost every juncture possible? Are you winning? Do you feel like you're winning?
I do feel like I'm winning. Look, I wake up every day and the smears and the hit pieces against me are nastier and nastier. And that, to me, is indicative of the left's fear. I don't think they ever saw this coming. They never could have predicted an awakening in the minority community. They've had our votes. They've taken advantage of us. And fundamentally, they've stopped trying. And the Republicans weren't competing for the Black vote. I think they know that Brexit is going to happen, that they're seeing my 2020 vision. And listen to this, Lou. All we're talking about here is moving the Black vote 5 points. If we move the Black vote 5 points, the left is done. The Democrats are done. They can no longer sustain their party. That's how much they rely upon us, and that's why they constantly want us in a state of anger, confusion, and fear, and that's what I'm working to reverse. Well,
and you're doing a wonderful job, and by the way, if you don't mind, I'm going to just change your number just a little bit. Why don't we make it 50-50? It's a two-party system, 50-50. It seems fair to me.
Love it.
Candace, great.
I love it. 50-50 sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks, Candace. Candace Owens, great to have you with us.